What's going on, America? I'm going to try to make some sense out of this nonsense. Welcome to Kevin's Corner. Let me start off by taking a deep breath before I show you this nonsense. Aum, aum, calm blue river. Oh, learn you will. Peace you have. Democrats, dumb. I had to channel my inner Yoda because what I'm about to show you is the worst case of subliminal identity politics ever. And I'm about to expose it from MSNBC. Now, Don Lemonhead also did the same thing. So you know that they're all on one accord. They're all in the tank for the liberal party, the Democratic Party. They're all in the tank for this progressive movement. They're all in the tank by trying to destroy the president and conservative views by using identity politics to divide the country. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of it, and then I might even mention what Don Lemon said the other night as well.
Group photo. Anyway, it's a history-making group, of course, but when you look at the new members separated by party, the contrast is striking. The Republican freshman class is composed of mostly white men. Well, there they are, with only one female Republican elect. That's West Virginia's Carol Miller. There are two Republican women whose races have not yet been called yet by NBC, including California's Young Kim, who would be the first Korean-American woman elected to Congress. Now, on the other hand, the Democratic freshman class, which is overwhelmingly diverse and female, includes the first Muslim and Native American women elected to the House, as well as the first black woman to be elected from Massachusetts and Connecticut, and the first black male elected to Congress in Colorado, our guest Congressman-elect Joe Neguse. We're back with the round thing. What do you make of your party? It's like, it's the UN.
Okay, so now, notice this guy who is supposed to be, I guess, either a commentator or maybe a reporter. I'm not sure what he is. To me, he's a race baiter. But nonetheless, he's bringing up stuff that I'm thinking, what does that have to do with it? Okay, see, in America, anybody can run for whatever party they want to run for. Now, if you look at conservatives as a whole, there's a lot of things that conservatives don't do that liberals do, because conservatives oftentimes take a more practical approach towards something. For example, they're not going to run for a public office if they don't feel that they're qualified to do it, but they say, you know how I can win? Because I'm a woman or I'm black. I don't need to come with credentials. I don't need to come with qualifications. I don't need to come with a message. I don't need to come with any ideas. All I need to come with is my race or my sex or my religion, if my religion is popular, if it ain't Christianity. Of course, Christianity, no. Get them out of here. Any other religion, bring it. Come on. So conservatives as a whole take more of a practical approach. For example, conservatives usually aren't out protesting because they work jobs. Conservatives usually don't overreact if we lose an election because we have some type of common sense. You don't have to throw a fit and fall out and roll over. Conservatives can see through a lot of the garbage. They can see through a lot of the identity politics, like why you would bring up all of this stuff that you want to try to subliminally say to all of your viewers that, see, the Democratic Party, we're a rainbow coalition. We're diverse. We include everybody. We're inclusive, but not the Republicans. They only have one woman and the rest, rich white men. Okay? Yeah, but see, in America, there are a lot of black conservatives, a lot of female conservatives. They just chose not to run. Okay? But they voted. It ain't like these people wouldn't have got into office if people didn't vote for them, and it wasn't all just rich white men voting for them. So people knew who they were getting when they voted in the Republican Party and these people in Congress. But guess what they also knew they were getting? Somebody who understood their values, somebody who brought common sense to policies, somebody who is hopefully going to support the president's agenda, which we all support, whether we're black, white, women, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or whatever. If you voted for these people, you voted for them because of their policies, not because they're white, they're black, they're Asian, they're Muslim. See, they celebrate diversity with lack of skill, knowledge, and qualifications. Who cares if you have a football team and you're like, we need a midget on here, we need a girl, we need a person who can't catch. We don't want people who can't catch to feel discriminated against. Yeah, let's get a couple kids in here, but we're in the NFL. See, we're required to play at a high level and win games, but we don't care about winning or being successful. We don't care about the skill set. We care about being diverse. Look, we got a guy over there can't even tie his shoes, but it's okay though because see, we're inclusive. Yeah, we don't care about the qualifications or the skill sets that people bring. We celebrate diversity, but no productivity though.
It's pretty incredible.
I think there's a Hindu member too somewhere in there.
Oh, Hindu member.
Speaks to, I think, the unity in our party about believing in equality and justice for all, that everybody should have a seat at the table. And it's been pretty incredible to spend the last few days with the freshman class. It is an incredibly diverse class, particularly in the Democratic Party, and that's something we should be proud of.
Congressman Reed, now let's talk about new chops.
It's a incredible, diverse party, something that we should be proud of. But the question becomes, what are the qualifications of these people? What are they talking about? You got Cortez out there bucking up against leadership. She don't like Nancy. She's running around talking about, let's go ahead and take 90% of everybody's income and disperse the wealth amongst everybody. She don't know anything about the government policies, the branches. She's out here talking about Israel is I guess occupying this, and you know what? I don't know much about the but I'm just gonna. You know what? Let's go on to another question. All of this, you got these people out here that's saying stuff like that, that's reckless, that have no good policies that are going to benefit America, but it's okay because they're diverse. See, I'd rather take a squad that maybe isn't diverse in the eyes of the people and see what the Democrats are about. When it comes down to identity politics, it's looking good in the eyes of the people, not being productive, not having substance, not being able to bring some type of reasoning, some type of ideas, some type of solutions, but optics. Look at the rainbow. Don't look at the facts. We don't want to know what the rainbow's made up of. Just focus on the colors. Okay? You don't need to know the substance of the rainbow. None of that. Just look at the beautiful colors. That's all we want you guys to look at when you vote for us. And then you'll be able to brag about being inclusive, but we'll never get anything done. And half of the people in this class don't know what they're doing. But let's go ahead and continue.
Thanks, Chris.
What do you think makes your party so monochromatic?
Well, it is a problem, and I think we have to recognize that problem. And I think what we as a Republican Party need to do is to take a hard look at...
Is Trump helping?
Well, obviously he's a very divisive president, but I will tell you what he's doing in regards to the economic recovery, getting people back to work, and lowest unemployment rates for African American and for women participating in the workplace. Those are good things. And what I think we need to do as a party is do a better job of selling and telling people what we stand for. And the president did a good thing today with prison reform. I think that was a good thing.
Jack Kemp.
Jack Kemp's
great on that.
I have parts of his old district, no doubt about it.
Well, look, I think the president's language and his demeanor and everything have completely alienated the very people that would be needed.
Now, let me talk about this Republican guy that they brought on, who didn't quite represent the Republican Party and conservatism or the president like he should have. First things first. In my opinion, the president's not the divisive one. The president talks about practical, logical thinking things and policies that benefit all of Americans. But when you listen to the liberal media and they twist it to make it seem like it's not just something practical, but it's something nefarious because he's a racist and hates everybody, that's divisive. When he sits back and chastises a reporter for being out of line and being disruptive, and you run around and say it's only because they were they were black women. That's why he did it. See, that's the stuff that distorts what really happened. And guess what? That makes it divisive. Yeah, not what he says, it's how you twist what he says. And for this guy to get on here and talk about we need to sell it more, what he's basically saying is that we need to pander towards identity politics, perhaps, because see, what the Democratic Party rely on is voter ignorance. They rely on people having a very low voter IQ. And when you talk to conservatives, they bring facts, logic, and reasoning to an argument. And people say, you're making my brain hurt. Don't want to think stuff. Just tell me that the other party is bad, they're racist, and they're sexist. Don't mess with my brain and make me have to look at things in a logical, practical way. I don't want to do that. I want to feel good on the inside. I want you to tickle my emotions and my heartstrings. So unless the Republican Party switches up their tactics of bringing some type of solutions and debating with reasoning and saying, why am I the only one that sees that illegal immigration is a problem and we need to stop it? Maybe we shouldn't come in with that argument. Maybe we should come in with, we have to make sure that everybody's included, and we can't, people who don't embrace illegal immigrants just violating our borders, they're racist. Let's go ahead and start calling the Democrats racist, and they call us racist, and let the people decide who's the biggest racist, because we're going to play the same game that they play. No, we say, what are you talking about? That I'm a racist because I don't see how having illegal immigrants bum rush our border is a practical thing. But I'm a racist? So until the Republican Party switches up and plays those games, you're always going to have a market for the Democratic Party to undercut smart people, to undercut logical thinking people and practical people with identity politics. Because they're saying we're relying on that population of people who have a very low voter IQ, and they don't know enough about politics and gaslighting and information operations and our form of manipulating them. They don't know enough about it. So we're going to take advantage of them, and we're going to use their emotions against them by dividing them into little tribes and deeming everything that makes sense and will benefit them as it must be racially motivated. That's what we're going to continue to do. And then you get this woman come in and she piggybacks right off of it.
To build the Republican Party. We have a Congress where we're going to have 102 women, the largest number of women ever, and the diversity that you talked about. And I think the Democratic Party really represents the face of America. And, it's not about making America great again, because we don't want to go backwards. It's about...
What are you talking about? You don't want to go backwards about making America great again. See, in her mind, what she's thinking? Making America great again must mean make it white again, take everybody back in slavery. And I want to celebrate the fact that we got the most women in Congress in the Democratic Party. So first things first. So what? I mean, are they qualified? Whatever happened to electing people based off of what they know and what they can do and their ideas? No, they don't care about those things. We want to elect people who we think the public looks at, and because they're so superficial in their thinking, they're going to look at it and say, wow, that person looks nice and sweet and diverse, and we want to feel progressive. We want to lay down at night and sleep with our good conscience. So let's elect Cortez. Her policies makes no sense, and she wants to bring in socialism. But I feel good about it because, the other people they're telling me are racist and sexist, and they don't care about the people. Yeah, she's bringing arguments like this to the table that makes no relevant sense. Who cares if they're all women? And of course, according to them, they want to castrate all the men anyway. Get them out of here. We want a whole group of, politicians that form this big rainbow coalition, but we don't care if they know what they're talking about or if they're able to get things done. Yeah. That's what the Democratic Party is about. That's what she's more interested in. Let's hear if she says something else that stood out.
It's not about making America great again, because we don't want to go backwards.
No, let me go back a little bit more.
And I think the Democratic Party really represents the face of America. And, it's not about making America great again.
So, now, interesting that she would say that the Democratic Party represents the face of America. Says who? That is news to me. See, that's why you lost against Donald Trump, because you think you represent the face of America. Representing the face of America doesn't mean you stick a woman up there, an Indian lady, an Asian lady, a black man, a Muslim, and so on and so forth. Nobody cares about that in Midwest America. Hardworking Americans don't care. We care about your ideas, your policies. See, if you don't have the same values, policies, culture, love for the country, all of these things, then you don't represent America. I don't care about the colors of your skin. That doesn't bond Americans. What bonds us is our common culture, our common experiences. All of us saying, at the end of the day, we all love our country. We love the flag. We love the national anthem. We love our military. We want to keep our country safe. We want to bring back jobs here. We don't want to put Americans' needs aside and put everybody else's in front of them. We don't want to look weak and on the world stage. We don't want to let other countries just abuse us and rape us and take our money and pimp us out. We don't want to become a globalistic society. We want to be able to believe whatever religion we want to believe without being called dogmatic and so far right wing that you know what, you guys aren't inclusive. We want to be able to say what we want to say and not be deemed as you're speaking hate speech. Yeah, we want to be able to own weapons according to the Constitution if we are law-abiding citizens. We're not greedy. We just like America the way it is. We're not saying let's go back to racism and slavery because, frankly, I think unless you guys keep bringing it up all the time, the average American ain't walking around thinking about it. See, the way I see it, it ain't a problem unless it's a problem. When it raises its head, you deal with it. But you don't go digging up problems, and that's what the Democratic parties do. Because, see, they don't have ideas. They don't have policies. They can't come with some type of reasoning and say, you know what, I'm going to debate you on the merits, my knowledge, my skills, my ideas, my policies. No. I'm going to debate you on the fact that we're diverse, and look at us. You guys have all men and one woman. Look at us. Obviously, we're smart because we're diverse. Obviously, we represent all of America because look at us. We got a couple pygmies. We got some Samoans and some Eskimos. And we got all kind of people all over here. And even if they don't know what the heck they're doing, just because they're of different cultures and religions and all of that stuff and sexes and they're gay and they're straight, we got all of them. We got all of them. Just because of that, then we represent everybody. Whereas I thought that if you can convince most Americans that what you think, believe, support, and want to implement makes sense to them. That represents America. You're saying, hey, reason I started following Trump and said I'm going to vote for him was because what he was saying resonated. I didn't care that he has a little orange overtone and a comb over. I don't care that he brags about himself. All of that stuff is irrelevant. Sweep it out of the way. I care about the things that he cares about. When he starts saying things about illegal immigration being a problem, and I'm saying, yes, it is a problem. You got my attention. Tell me more, Mr. Trump. And then when he start talking about the depletion of our military, and it was a problem, I said, that is a problem. We do need to replenish our military. When he start talking about bringing jobs back to America, I said, now that makes sense to me. I'm black, he's white, but for whatever reason, that still makes sense. Tell me more. When he said, you know what? We're not going to sell out our country for other countries. I'm the president of the United States. I said, well, about time. About time we get a president that says, look, y'all voted me in to be the president of the U.S., not of all these other countries. That's why people voted for President Trump. That's why. Not because of his race, color, sex, like the Democrats rely on. It's because of his ideas, but they don't have those. So you see what you get. All you get is a big fat bag of Skittles, okay? And you know all that is. It's glucose, it's sugar, it's superficial, no substance, but it has a lot of colors. A lot of rainbow colors going on in there. Yeah, but ain't good for you. All right? So, tried to make sense out of that nonsense. Don Lemon had somebody on there echoing the same thing yesterday. And look at this, all white men and one woman. I mean, it is, and I'm going, see, here it is, identity politics. I thought your job was to support, report the news, maybe talk about things that are policy driven, but no, you want to bring up race all the time because that's their whole argument. When are people going to wake up and see that? When are they going to say, you know what, I'm going to shut down any Democratic candidate that belittles my intelligence by using identity politics? If I was a Democrat, I would be offended. I would sit back and go to one of their little rallies or their little town meetings, and soon as they start talking this garbage, I would say, excuse me, let's get back to policies. Why is taking guns or bringing gun restrictions into our society going to benefit us? Not because we're trying to oppress people and we want to see babies killed and all that stuff. No. Give me some practical reasons. Stimulate my mind. I would make them treat me like I was a lady out on a date. I would say, you know what? Talk to my mind. Don't be staring at all of this superficial stuff. I'm smart too. Yeah, I check them. Just like that. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Check me out Wednesday nights live in Kevin's Corner, 7:30 I go live, I'll be talking about some of this nonsense there too. Also, check out Extreme Tees. They got some promotions going on for the holidays. The link is in the bottom. The promotional code, just my name, Kevin. Type that in. And hit like, share, subscribe, notification button. And finally, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, you can do that. There's links in the bottom of this video. And we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.